Hey, comic book friends, I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day! Yay! Or at least New Comic Book Day for me. First, though, let's get to the fun stuff. I bought some more comic book art. My retail therapy right now is buy comic book art. So I bought some comic book art. I'm going to show that first, and then we'll look at this week's comics. So I picked up 2 pieces of Sean Crystal art. Sean Crystal's done quite a bit different stuff. Arkham Manor, which is what I was trying to get some art from, but I wanted a Batman page, and the Batman page that I wanted was gone by the time I got around to actually doing some purchasing. He's done some the Illuminati. Trying to think what else he's done. I like his work. He's got a really interesting kind of a style. It's kind of a on the cartoon end of style because he has caricatures. And I like all that aspect. I mean, I like lots of times picking up a comic and going, oh, this is clearly this person. I enjoy that. I enjoy when artists have their own style, but can still capture what's going on around and whatnot. So I bought 2 pages of Mother Panic art. I'm a big Mother Panic fan. It's probably a character that'll probably never get used again, unfortunately. I thought it was an excellent run, especially the first run, the regular Mother Panic, the 12 issues, was really good. So I wanted to buy a page that had Mother Panic on it, which I did do. And then there was another page there that I just had to have because, well, I'll show you why. So the first page I got, these are both from issue 10. This is page 4. And of course, the reason I got it, those lovely rats eating gingerbread men, being fed by Violet's mother, Mother Panic's mother. There, she is feeding them, and that demonic grin down there at the bottom. I will show you the actual comic page too, from the comic, so you can check it out. But anyway, so it's small. This is a really odd. I didn't pay attention to the size of the piece of art, but let's see here. So here is a corner. So normally they're like 14 by 17, or I don't know. I'm thinking this is probably 11 by 14, something like that. No, it's not even that. Well, no, about 11 by 14, possibly. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems really small. Nicely signed there and whatnot. Almost looks like it's so clean that it almost looks like a copy, but it's not. I mean, I can see where there's whiteout on the occasional pieces and whatnot, but it is super clean. And he must use a brush for some of his stuff because the way the grass down here trails off, my microphone's in the way, but it's not gonna pick that up. But it really has a texture to it as it fades away. I mean, so it looks like a brush stroke, which I think is cool. And then, man, his blacks are crazy super black. But if I tip it sideways, it's not like I can see the inking on it. So, no, it's cool. Yeah, the brushwork on that tree, for instance, is just really cool. Anyway, so there's that page, and here is the comic book page by comparison. So in that first panel up there where she's feeding the rats, and these are the rat catchers for rats. But Violet's mom likes them. They're her friends. So she's feeding them that first panel, and the word balloon there says, "Don't worry, there are bits of in for all of you." And then over on this panel here, she's saying, "First the stomach, then the mind. So many lessons to be learned," as she's still feeding them more kibble. And here's the rats. Basically, in this panel, right, the rats are paying attention to her as they're snacking away on their gingerbread men. I love how set in their haunches. I just absolutely love that. "How can you be ready if you don't remember?" And then she's saying, as she's throwing out more stuff here, and the rats are reaching up to her, and she's reaching out to them. "Trips and traps and old faces as masks, just like they always were." And then down here, she is saying as a word balloon is actually set right here, basically. Have a good day at school, my lovelies, as long as it still stands, she says with that grimacing crazy grin. Anyway, so that's the first page. Super excited about that. And then the second page is from the same issue. Guy wanted a Mother Panic page with actual Mother Panic in it. And I really like how dramatic this one is. The shadows, here she is. She's in the shadow here. Candles in the foreground. As she's walking along, and she's walking up these stairs. You can see her right there, but this dramatic shadow of her cast on the wall there, and then cast on the door as she's coming into a room, and it's broken by the panels of that. And here is her cape, and then here is this final dramatic shadow of her, and she's framed by this piece here. She's framed by this part of the wallpaper. Easy for me to look this way. As she's looking down on an old classmate of hers that she is going to confront here. Just really love how dramatic. And you know what? I actually definitely like this better than the colored page. So, and the colored page is a silent page. Here is it. Let's see if I can gracefully get this over here. So, there you go. There it is. The 2 pages. Ooh, the shine on that. Anyway, I'm excited. I dig it. And actually, it was a half off sale. They're having a half off sale on art, so I basically bought 2 pages for the price of 1. And they were reasonably priced at that. So, super excited for that. Yay, comic book art. I'm all about the comic book art. They sent me some other goodies, too. They sent me this, which I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with. It's cool looking, but I'm not a Captain America fan. This is a, lithograph. It's on super hard stock textured stuff here. It's by Sean Crystal also. Clearly Cap sliding away there, and I'm not sure who did the colors on it. It says there. I just can't read it because it's very thin. But yeah, it's cool. It's been officially stamped down here by his art rep. But yeah, Sequential Arts. These are actually Sequential Arts is the same people I bought my Sean Murphy page from. So good people. They send a good package. They're reasonably timely at sending the package out. They also sent me this Lee Edwards, who happens to be the person who does the cover art on all of the Mother Panic. So yeah, postcard kind of a thing, which is cool. It's basically a giant calling card for them is what it is. But yeah, awesome stuff. Should we get into some comics now? Because that's what you're really here for. You're not here for the other stupid stuff, right? So here for the comics. 18 issues this week. Probably kind of my norm. I'm not even sure exactly what all's coming out this week. Look at that. As soon as I start this thing up, work starts sending me texts. I don't know if you can hear that. Boop, boop. That would be work. Alrighty, anyway, right off the bat, we're going to talk American Carnage. Actually, we're not going to talk it. I'm just going to show it off. Issue number 6, really digging this book. It is, continues to be kind of sinister, grim look at America right now and some of the politics that are involved in America and some, deeper stuff, crime, things going on. Not sure exactly where she's at in this. Is she doing daddy's bidding? Is she her own level of racist? I don't know. Are they going to venture into, can you be a racist and have some redeeming qualities? Not sure about that. But interesting all the same. I have been enjoying it. I do like looking forward to reading it and seeing what is next. The art on it, Leonardo Fernandez has kind of a Eduardo Rizzo feel to it. Not exact, but does have a feel to it. Aquaman, issue number 47. Revenge of the Lost Gods. So we'll see all these lost titans of the ocean and whatnot have regained their power. Where does Aquaman fit amongst them? Especially the Aquaman who doesn't know he's Aquaman. We'll see how how it plays out. The art, and it is excellent artwork by Hiroka, I guess to say their name. So some good stuff there. Batman 69. We're on to the new arc, I believe. That the Nightmare arc was over. I'm curious to see how this fits in. Paquette and Fairbairn are on art all the way through it, so that is awesome. It will be a gorgeous book, I am sure. Dark Reunion. Does that mean they're actually going to meet up again, or is this still all in his head kind of a thing? So curious about that. A really awesome cover for Daredevil, issue number 4. And if you didn't know from issue 3, the Punisher has shown up to kind of save Daredevil's ass from the law enforcement people right now. That is just a wicked cover. It being Daredevil's face on there instead of the skull. That is some awesome stuff. So, yeah. It's actually been a pretty decent story so far. Curious to see what's going on with Mayor Fisk and whatnot. Issue 42 of East of West. Holy cows, how much more can there be to this book? That's probably the most complex cover that's been on this book in a long time. That is Babylon's Pet Pig, I believe. Anyway, we're getting close to the end. Excited to see what it is. What is going to happen with the 3 Horsemen plus 1? How's that all going to play out? I don't know. Gideon Falls, issue number 12. Our Hangman's news there, of course, in the shape of Norton's profile. Beginning of a new arc. Our 2 main characters have swapped places. The priest has gone to where Norton came from, and it seems Norton has then moved to the more rural, farmy version of Gideon Falls. So what's next? I don't know. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens there, because that's going to be intense. Yay! One of my favorite books out this week. Issue number 7 of Lucifer. This may be the last we see of the mad poet Lucifer. At the end of the last issue, it seemed to be that he was kind of getting his act together, getting himself back, was becoming more, had the shorter hair with the cowlicks that make him look like he has horns, playing more of his savvy sort of a game. So I don't know if we've lost this forever as the story has advanced out of the trap that Lucifer was in. But super excited for this. Great creators on this book. Dan Waters writes an awesome book. The Funarama brothers are awesome. Dave McCraig's colors are nothing but brilliant on the book. Top of the list. It'll be top of my things to read when I get to this pile of reading. Issue number 5 of Miles Morales' Spider-Man. So he's going up against Tombstone. Right, because Tombstone isn't he the one that whispers all the time? See what happens with that. Miles Morales has been fun. I love this cover art. Man, if the art inside was like that, I'd be super stoked over this book. All right, so we'll check out and see what's going on with Miles Morales. A book I'm a little concerned about. Issue 2 of the magnificent Ms. Marvel. I've already seen floating around Twitter that they're going to change her costume. I hope it's only a temporary thing, because Ms. Marvel's costume is a brilliant costume, so I'm a little concerned. But maybe she's being sucked into this portal and she's going to be in another world for a while. And when she's in that new world, maybe she gets a different costume briefly that makes more sense for what is going on. Except that looks like a UFO that's sucking her up. So I'm not sure. But they implied that the costume had to do with a new world that she was going to. So we'll see. First issue was all right. So I'm looking to see if this new creative team can pull off Ms. Marvel and continue for me to love the character. Issue 2 of Spider-Man Life Story. This is the 70s now. I was not that impressed with the 60s. It barely touched on the 60s in my opinion. Threw a little bit of potentially interesting stuff out there, but then there should have been a lot more story. So I don't know if we've jumped a decade. So I don't know how are we going to touch on any of that? Or is that just kind of give us some ideas of things and then not really commit to anything from any of these eras? So, yeah. what I believe possibly is the last issue of West Coast Avengers, issue number 10, which is a crime. This book is brilliant. It's fun. The characters are dynamic and hilarious. Just the right amount of action in it, the right amount of yucks in it. Just kind of a close to perfect book. So a shame that it's gone. A shame that these characters will be gone in this mix, doing this sort of stuff. A shame that Jeff the Shark is going to be gone. But I'm going to read it and enjoy the hell out of that last issue. Issue 20 of Animosity. I believe they have left. They have left the human compound and are maybe going to start once again on their journey west to San Francisco to meet Jess's brother. We'll see what happens there. That's one of the goats, I believe, and clearly has just seen something horrific happen with the blood splattered on there. It's a great looking cover. The final issue of BPRD. The BPRD, The Devil You Know. The final issue of all new content for BPRD. There is no timeline, supposedly, after this. Everything that gets put in to the Magnolia universe is going to be at some point prior to all of this. Not 100% sure how that is all going to play out, or if that really does mean it is the end of the world. But it is the end of some a brilliant universe in one sense or another. So next up, we have Evolution, number 16. 2 more issues after this. It is all coming to a header, so I expect craziness to happen here. It looks like our doctor has now come face to face with yet another monster. How is that going to play? I don't know. I've really been digging the book, though. The Inferana art with Boyd on colors has just been really, really cool for that book. Issue 3 of High Level. I am not continue to not be that excited by this book. I will read it, but I am not invested in the characters all that much. So it's, whatever. Little Bird Chapter 2. Definitely excited about this. The Ian Burcham art is brilliant as always. Got to read it for that. All kinds of craziness happens in it. Some beautiful colors by Matt Hollingsworth. This one feels really thick again too. This is $3.99, but it has to be more. It has to be more than just than a regular length comic. And it's comic all the way, and it's got to be more than 20 pages. There's no doubt about it, but it is freaking awesome. Art in it is just super cool. Yeah, Ian Burcham, I just don't see how you can go wrong with the dude. Put him permanently on a Batman book. Really make the fanboys go nuts. Next up, we have Peter Cannon, Thunderbolt issue number 4. Is this going to 6 or is 4 the last of it? No, it's not going on forever. So, but anyway, looking forward to reading that. It's been good. It's this interesting, play with basically the Watchmen book in that world. Looking forward to seeing what is next to it. And finally, we have Stronghold issue number 3. An entire stadium has been set up to have a giant massacre in it to see if they can draw this guy out, this potential Antichrist type figure. So, looking forward to reading it. As always, the brilliantly drawn Ryan Kelly, thick, rich panels. Super good stuff. It's going to be a good week of books. I can feel it. Anyway, that's it. I will be around tomorrow night for Comic Book Roundtable. Might just be me. I've got books from last week that I'll be talking about. Until then, have a great one, everybody.